started. We have a squeaky table. Welcome to MaliShow.
You don't get to introduce the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't introduce the show. I have to be the one that introduces the show. Everyone knows that.
Please go ahead, introduce the show. They are waiting.
Hello, this is Shane with From the Void, and welcome to the MaliShow. With us we have David. This is Chris. This is Xavier.
And this is episode 2.
Yeah, episode 2.
Thank you for joining us for episode 1. We're increasing quality as we move forward, and after watching episode 1, I realized that I was just a total ass to Xavier the entire show. So my goal this show is to be as nice to Xavier as possible. Put it in the comments below us if I succeed.
The below us again?
I mean, it worked so well last time.
Did it really work?
I don't know.
I don't think it worked that well at all.
But we carry over. We're going to carry over one joke from each episode to the next one. So that's it.
The 100th show will just be jokes.
Welcome to our 100th joke show. Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, way to just jump in there and take over.
You're being really creepy.
Way to be nice to Xavier.
Yeah.
So this is an exciting week for Malifaux, right?
Yes, it is, actually. So, the new worldwide event, Nythera.
Nythera. That's how you pronounce it.
I believe it's Nythera.
Or
really, it's not Nythera?
Or
Nythera?
Nythera.
So, Nythera.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Nythera. So Nythera has just kicked off as of yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
On the first.
On the first.
Yeah, so basically Nythera is, for those that don't know, is a worldwide Malifaux event. Actually not just Malifaux, but Malifaux World event. So it encompasses both the Malifaux miniatures game as well as Through the Breach, the role-playing game. I don't know that much about the role-playing game side of the event because I don't play the role-playing game. I play the miniatures game.
The role-playing game event, I think, is just mainly an adventure that everyone's going to kind of play with together. So it's kind of like you're interacting with what's going on in the Nythera event through your own characters.
I think there's also some reporting as well that can affect the storyline of the universe as well.
Yeah.
So is the role-playing game then affecting kind of the narrative, and then the miniatures games is affecting the map? Is that possibly how it's going to...
They're both affecting both narratives.
Okay, great.
In some ways.
Cool. Yeah. I can't wait to see how it ends. We're going to start this week. Xavier and I will be playing the first game.
Outcast versus Outcast.
Outcast versus Outcast.
And then me and Shane are going to be playing at some point.
Can you do Outcast versus Outcast?
You can do Outcast versus Outcast.
Oh, no, you cannot.
Doesn't that seem...
You can't play the same crew against each other.
Really?
It seems like that would be counter to how the actual...
No, it actually says
entire
in I didn't realize you... I thought you had a different...
I have Guild and Outcasts.
Play Guild.
We have a Guild player also.
Mother...
Well,
why didn't you guys plan this out better?
I can always figure that out.
You guys really need to figure that out.
Okay, if that's the case, then
everything.
I will play Guild, because I have more Guild models. I was just going to play the Freikorps, but...
Freikorps.
Freikorps.
French
Freikorps.
Von Schill and his merry band murders.
In which case, I guess I'll be playing Arcanus, even though no one has ever beaten my Arcanus.
I have.
A little sure yourself.
You two have never played, ever.
That's true. We've never played each other, but these guys have never beaten me.
Therefore, never beaten me.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure I made you restart a game we played on turn 2. Yeah.
That didn't count because
I
actually quit.
Sonia,
so it's not beating me. I beat myself.
And you started crying, and I said, "Do you want to restart?"
I cried a little bit. I did. I had like.
And I was like, "Okay, we'll start again." And we ended up drawing at the end of that one.
We did not draw. I ruined you.
No, actually, I was still ahead, and it looked like you were going to win. But you're like, "No, we'll call it a draw."
This guy.
If you want to,
I'm sorry. You're right.
Going, you can beat me.
But, no, good call, Chris. You're completely right on that. That we have to be different factions.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. That's good to know.
That changes my certain career.
Yeah. I love you. You were absolutely right. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
So more about the Nythera campaign.
Yeah.
So it's basically running from September 1st through November 30th. The winning faction is going to determine the Nightmare edition of whatever the Nightmare Gen Con 2016 box is going to be. And the second place determines what the freebie is going to be.
Nice. That's kind of awesome.
So, like, this is actually directly affecting what models are going to be coming out, which is kind of cool. It's a map-based event. So the entire land of Malifaux and all the Badlands basically are divided up into 22 different territories. Factions are basically battling over these territories, and you earn location points by attacking those territories and winning.
Yep.
So every time you're attacking someone, you're trying to, attack their territory and get it for your faction.
So to sign up, you have to go to the forums.
Yes.
Post your forum name and what faction you're going to be playing. We'll put a link right here. I keep doing these things like
it's magically going to happen.
It does, though. Does it not?
But it's not.
That's the magic of editing.
Wyrd has its own section for you to sign up, but you have to be signed up to the forums first.
Yeah.
So you should go on the forums, create an account, sign up.
Yeah.
Great place for news and everything you need.
Everything for this campaign is not campaign, but the event is happening through the forums.
Yeah, but I had to post on the forum to...
That was before...
That was before they got the sign up.
Oh, so they actually sign up. Okay.
There's a little sign up now, and then there's also, underneath the sign up on the main Nythera page for Malifaux, is going to be a reporting section as well, so you can report your games through there as well.
Cool. So I scanned through the whole list that was up there, and it seemed to be very disproportionately Reser and Arcanus. Like, that's what most people were playing, were Resers and Arcanus.
I think it's Res, Arcanus, and
a lot of Neverborn. A lot of Neverborn as well. There were very, very few Outcasts. There were very few Gremlins. There were almost no Gremlins on there.
10 Thunders also.
Yeah, almost no 10 Thunders. I remember seeing those at all. So, do you guys know how they're going to balance that out, considering that there's so fewer of certain factions playing? Do they have a least likelihood
I don't
to win?
think there's a way to balance it out. I think they just have a less likely way to win at the end. I mean, at the end, they could kind of take the percentages and kind of base it on that.
Right.
But I think that's also kind of not what people would want.
I don't know. I would not want to lose just because my faction was underrepresented.
Yeah, I think it has to be by percentage wins. That's like how you do it at regular tournaments.
We should find out.
Games.
Yeah, and if anybody knows, please post to let our viewers know.
Yeah, so basically when you're doing the attacking, I know that you get location points for when you actually beat someone. You get a certain number of location points, and then those aren't what's determining everything. They basically take those into account at the end of the week, and then they award, I believe they are event points, to each faction based off location points and where they attacked, and so I'm guessing they'll probably do some kind of calculation in that.
So actually it'd be like how much you want, how many location points you earn versus what you lost, maybe? Because if there's less, say, Outcasts, for example, they can't lose as many points as large factions.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll look it up and we'll report on it next time to see exactly how they're gonna work that out, or if anybody knows, post it below us.
In the comments section.
In the comments
below.
Below.
Yeah, so that's pretty much most of what is up with Nythera.
We have what's the thing for this week?
So
Savior.
you can actually, that's a good point. You can also play regular games, and as long as they're higher than 35 soul stones.
35 soul stones.
Or you can play as campaign games, which is pretty cool. With the campaign games, it turns out that Wyrd is actually doing the weekly event flip for the campaigns, and it looks like the first one that they did is actually a new one that's not even in the book.
Yeah, it's called Dust Devils.
Do it in your southern voice.
No, it's okay.
Come on, man, do it.
You gotta do the southern.
You gotta do
voice.
it.
I think it's okay.
I can. I enjoy it. It's really slow. That's why I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
it's really, really slow.
Yeah, we don't have all day.
I can do it in the southern voice.
You have more of a prospectory voice. It's more like a California prospector. I feel like.
It is California prospector.
You want to trade lines, line for line?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right. The Badlands is plagued with dust devils and the little buggers with interfering with every campaign.
Encounter play. No, we can't.
We can't do this seriously.
Why don't you just read it? Like
Encounter played this week before deploying crews. Players take turns placing dust devil markers.
Sweet.
Hit point 0. Height. I'm sorry.
0 hit point dust.
So it's height 0 markers like in normal games with 30 millimeters. So you can use a regular base or whatever you like. Just remember it has 0 height. You keep placing until you place out 8 markers. The markers may not be within your deployment zone or within 6 inches of another marker. Models with, what does A stand for again? I forget what
Aura.
With Aura 2 of a models within Aura 2 of a Dust Devil marker may not make interact actions which do not target the Dust Devil.
Because it's a Dust Devil.
Because it's a Dust Devil.
You have to deal with the Dust Devil before you can deal with anything else.
Exactly.
And any model within base contact within a Dust Devil marker may take a 1 interact action to interact with it. When you do, your opponent is the one who flips the card for you, and this flip may be cheated. And there are 4 different things that could happen. It's best if you look them up yourself.
Basically, there is a monster inside the Dust Devil, little Wolverine, clawing at you.
And what happens will be affected by your opponent's deck.
No, it's Tasmanian Devil, dog.
I was thinking like
Wolverine.
It's like, sitting there going.
Wolverine.
Tasmanian Devil would make more sense.
It would make sense. I'm thinking in terms of Marvel movies.
Did you just spit on David?
Next week, I'm gonna have to be nice to you.
I appreciate you being nice to me this week, David. I'm sorry.
So it's a cool weekly event. It's actually going to add like kind of a unique twist on the game, and your opponent's the one who kind of like lets you benefit from it. So
or not benefit.
Or not benefit from it, but it'll cost them a high card.
Yeah.
So it's neat. I think it's a good risk management added to the game.
Yeah. So what are you guys thinking of playing for the? Have you any thoughts about what you're going to build for the for the campaign and the because we are going to do campaign and world event together. Correct. So we're going to be playing one game every week. We're going to be showing you guys the battle reports on those, and it's going to be 4.
We're going to do battle reports for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
One game a week. We're going to follow Xavier's crew, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we talked about doing.
Following Xavier's crew.
These guys act like I'm an idiot and I don't even know what's going on. But we talked about this.
You're not a martyr. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. We all love you.
We discussed it first.
We all love you.
We discuss a lot of things that we don't always follow through on.
But we're working on that. We are working on discussing things we will follow through.
You have a commitment problem.
My commitment problem is you. You keep committing us to things that are just not going to happen.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun, and we will update you how we're doing, whether it's a battle report or simply a win-loss.
Yeah.
Dave, who do you think we're going to be with after the custody battle?
You can tell who the professional is here, folks.
New releases.
Professional. What, a professional Magic player? The professional. Yeah.
No, but really, have you guys thought about who you're going to bring? Because 35 points starting off. What are you going to do?
So I'm signed up as Neverborn. I'm actually thinking about running Angel Eyes from the starter set.
Oh, the 2-player starter that comes out this month.
Yes. Does that come out this month?
It comes out this month.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking about running Angel Eyes, and I was thinking about running the Neverborn Emissary with her, who generates changelings, using those changelings to basically mimic her attacks. So just setting up a gun line of craziness.
So I'm assuming you're going to be proxying that.
Yeah, I'm going to proxy those because I don't have actual changelings, because when I was at Gen Con I was like, oh, I'll just get these when they actually come out, and now I want them right now and wish I would have bought some. So that sucks. But yeah, so I picked up like some other models to little baby fetus looking things.
Yeah, those look good for changelings. Those are actually really awesome.
So I'm going to proxy those out.
So, I think I'm going to do Sign of the Void. I'll be proxying that, as I'm going to take my bet model and just use that for him for now, or her. He's got beautiful long hair either way. And I was thinking just buying a whole bunch of 4-point models to go along with that. And if they die, they die. If they don't, then I keep using them. But on week 2, you can buy models for 5 points cheaper. The first model you buy, 5 points cheaper. So have a big spend on week 2, get a nice giant model. And Convict Gunslinger starting out, so keep him. Hopefully get some skills on that guy. A couple of Abominations and a couple of Desperate Mercenaries. That's what I think I'm going to do. So I'll have a swarm starting out with, and then slowly build up my big meaty guys, and then bring in Nythera eventually.
Oh.
Yeah, she is.
Sign of the Void. Sign of the Void. I figured out Sign of the Void isn't as bad as I thought it was without Nythera. Because he can, if you can target him, he can disappear, but then everybody on the board can use his abilities once he's buried. So he can bring him right back.
Right.
So
it's not bad.
He's slippery.
I, had thought about using the Frycorpse dudes, but now since we're doing Guild, I'm probably going to go with either Sonia's crew, so a lot of witch hunters, those kind of people. Or maybe relic hunters. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I haven't used them that much, but I feel like I get a lot of cheap guys out of it. And I really like kind of the theme, like the whole black sheep and everything. There's a new model, too, in the campaign book that folds into them. So, maybe
Yeah.
them.
I mean, you can always do your robot faction, too, since you just picked the Peacekeeper.
It's true. I do like them. I've only played one game with that faction so far, and I'm not sure if it's quite my style too much. I really love the look of the robots and the constructs in general, but getting to the master level, I'm not a big fan of Hoffman, the way he plays, where he just more like moves around and buffs everyone. I kind of like a master that can throw down. It's sort of for miniatures games, I like the idea of having a master that just is a huge threat, even if they're like a glass cannon. That's why I like Sonya so much. She is all damage all day.
Yeah, Sonya's really mean. I that's why I like Terra more than Rasputina, because Rasputina you really have to pay attention to where she's hanging out and position her right and use her exactly perfectly. Whereas Terra is just like she runs in and just beats people up with that sword and cuts them into pieces. So I know, and I like to annoy you.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
And since I switched to Arcanist, I'm probably going to do the captain and some Oxfordian mages, and probably just go with a MSSU. MSNU.
MS.
Yeah. MS and U.
MS and U.
And you.
MS and you.
So, I did forget to mention to you earlier, I listened to the first episode of Through the Breach. The Breachside broadcast.
It's really good, right?
It was pretty good. The first episode, Seamus and Rasputina fight.
I
And
listened to the first one,
Rasputina freezes Seamus, and the Wendigo eats Seamus.
Well, that's weird. It's weird how that happens.
Yeah, because
Is that a special version just for you?
Yeah, because my Wendigo just constantly eats Seamus. That's what Shane experiences over and over again.
But that
He's
podcast
delicious.
actually, it's really nice to throw on the background when you're building models or painting. It just kind of sets the mood for it.
Yeah.
We zone in.
I've never tried that whilst painting.
It's good. It's good background.
I usually just play it while I'm working.
Which also works.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah, so
we got next.
So next, there was the Monday previews.
Monday preview.
So the most recent Monday preview was for
that new tactical ability, Grim Feast.
What?
That's the most recent one.
Grim Feast. That was for some Through the Breach thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're talking about for Malifaux.
Role-playing stuff.
We're the MaliShow, right?
Yeah, this is the MaliShow. I know that Through the Breach is Malifaux, technically. But, I want to talk about miniatures.
So the most recent miniatures preview was the Dead Doxy.
Yes.
Who, we'll have a picture of her up so you can kind of follow how she looks.
Yeah, she's got a hat.
She does have a hat.
And some hips.
There's two of them.
And a body with hands.
Yep.
And some feet.
So there will be a picture up for you to look at.
She's got some wounds.
Oh, some wounds. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's some fabric on her.
Here's another one.
Oh,
seems to be missing part of her face.
She is. She's very zombie-like.
Yeah.
Oh, those are feathers.
Some feathers.
Yeah.
On her dress.
Basically, it looks like looks like a bell, but not as belly.
So which faction is this for?
Resurrectionists,
of course.
So yeah, Dead Doxy is a bell.
Yep.
For the Resur faction. Hard to wound. She has pounce.
Mm-hmm.
Hands off. I believe. Yeah, hands off doesn't come with rotten bells. Final Encore doesn't come with rotten bells, so those are unique to her. Take the lead. So she's basically, a souped up bell without the luring, it looks like.
Overall, I think the new sculpt is amazing as far as like a bell goes. Of course, my favorite Dead Doxy sculpt would be the Lady Justice Dead Doxy sculpt, but that's neither here or there.
Well, where is it? It's in your bag upstairs, isn't it?
No.
Xavier has one.
Xavier has it. I gave it to Xavier.
Yeah.
I painted it. Looks pretty.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it a metal? It's a metal one.
Yeah. But it was an amazing figure.
Speaking of battle reports, that model is in the battle report that we're editing right now.
We're editing it. When will it be up?
Soon.
Spoiler alert.
We'll have it up by the
into
weekend.
a fight.
Oh my god.
We'll have it up at some point.
I hate you so much.
But Dead Doxy
should see the graphics that are going to be in this thing. It is amazing. They're like explosions.
So much CGI.
It is so good. I've seen the rough cut. It's amazing.
I hope you're ready because he's being like really mean to me and Shane. So next time he's going to be super mean to you.
He has to use someone as a lightning rod.
It's true. Just a jerk.
Alright, anyways, so yeah, Dead Doxy preview. I like the look of it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Rezzers are my other faction. I do Neverborn Rezzers, so I'm definitely going to be getting Dead Doxies to throw into my stuff.
Well, I think Rezzers just essentially is one just dead hooker joke.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, just the entire faction is just...
That's pretty much, that's why I bought the faction. When I first started playing Malifaux, I bought into Rezzers because I was talking to our friend who said, like, oh, there's like a whole bunch of dead hookers that you can play. I was like, I'm sold.
Yeah, I knew that about you.
Yeah. That I'm really into dead hookers.
Yep. Yeah,
one aspect of the faction.
We try not to talk about it, but I just brought it up accidentally, and I really would like to move on.
Yeah. So, yeah, moving on. So, you want to talk a little bit about the terrain that you ordered?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't order it. I didn't order it yet. So,
I thought
we found a few really cool things. I did get the Games and Gears paintbrush set, which is super cool.
Yeah.
David got a few of those at Gen Con. There was a Gen Con exclusive. It's no longer available, and the brushes are just amazing, and I need to get back to painting because, you know, if you have time to build your models and play with them, you have time to paint them. So I need to get some new brushes for that. And but I did get I did start to order it. I haven't pushed the button yet on Please Send to Me. It's website www.burnindesigns.net. And it's actually, they don't have a purchasing system, so you actually have to email the dude with what you want, and then he emails you back an invoice. But it's some really cool things. He just came out with a new train set.
So these are all, it's the laser engraved wood that you assemble together into terrain.
Yep.
Which is fairly popular right now. There's a lot of companies popping up with this, which is cool.
Well, the thing about it is it's cheap, and they generally look really, really good. Also, depending on what you're painting, the texture of the wood makes the painting really easy. Like you can just wash it, and it ends up looking really, really good without a lot of work. I don't know how the trains are going to turn out. I actually ordered mostly like shantytown, like houses and barrels. I did get the I got the water tower. I got the train station. I got the caboose. I got some planks. I got enough to make a nice Malifaux setup. A lot of the buildings are really big. A lot of the buildings have a lot of furniture. The weird thing about it is some of the things are like, holy crap, that's only $10, and other things it's like, holy crap, why does that cost $85? But they're still good. Some of them seem overpriced. Some of them seem underpriced. Like the engine, the train engine, feels really overpriced to me. So I ended up just getting the caboose. I like the caboose better. Anyway.
$70 for the engine.
Yeah, $70 for the engine. And
I mean, mind you, if you look at the size of it, it is a pretty big model.
It's big. It is.
It seems like it's a lot of work to kind of laser cut.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of pieces to it.
They're really cool, and he also has 40K stuff. He has a lot of sci-fi stuff, and he has an entire like Western setup. And it feels like to me that he designed it originally for Deadlands because they're very like straight up Western. But still kind of spooky a little bit.
Yeah, I think the engine looks kind of steampunky to me, definitely. That doesn't look like a traditional engine. And these, the train parts we were all talking about are part of what he's calling the Steel Horse Express, which is a new set that he just announced. But yeah, I think these work great for Malifaux. They definitely have like a bit of a steampunk look to them. I don't care for the laser engraved terrain that much myself.
Yeah, you said it looks kind of flat.
Because it's flat wood that's pieced together.
I think it depends. You got to pick and choose.
No, totally. Yeah, I mean for like like you're saying, like shantytown kind of buildings and stuff, that's great. But when it comes to some of these terrain pieces, I think they look good as like starting places. Like I look at these and I think like that's awesome. I want to add some stuff to it, and it would look amazing.
Well, hopefully I'm going to get them in, and I'm going to paint them up and get them on the table, and they're going to look amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to look great. They're going to look a lot cooler than having nothing on the table.
It's true. Well, we have a lot of nice terrain upstairs.
We do have a ton of terrain.
But this will be cool, because it'll be like a rundown train station with like shanty towns next to it, and we'll have like, tombstones and stuff, so I'm really excited to get it on the table. Another thing is, one of the reasons why a lot of this stuff is so expensive, and one of the reasons also I think it's for RPGing, is because there's a lot of furniture. So that all the houses, like you can take the roofs off, and they're full furniture on the inside, and it's really expensive. It's not really great for Malifaux. I don't feel like it. I don't want to go inside of a building and do anything inside of a building normally.
I would like to try some games with there, because there's rules for it.
Yeah.
So I just want to try it out, see if I like it.
Yeah.
We haven't had a chance to do that, unfortunately, yet. Although Jmar does have a piece of terrain that is kind of set up to go indoors, so I might try that out sometime soon.
Yeah, I have no issue with going indoors. Like, I think that's great, like being able to open up buildings, go into them. I don't think that you need a bunch of furniture inside of it, because that just makes it a hassle to move your miniatures around.
Yeah. So yeah, if you go buy some of this stuff, it's really cool. Mention that you heard about the products on our show, and say hi to them for us. What's it? I forget what his name is. I'll have to post it below me.
Yeah, we'll throw a link down.
Yeah, we'll throw a link down there and just say hi to him for us. And yeah, that's good. And also, if you go to Games and Gears and look at those brushes, also tell them you heard about it from us.
Really nice.
They're really good brushes.
I haven't had a chance to use their really nice sets, but when we were at Gen Con doing the speed painting, the brushes that they had were like Games and Gears standard brushes, and they were great.
You could do almost anything you wanted very well.
They're really good brushes.
I can bring my set in so you can...
Yeah, I definitely want to try them out. I've been eyeing those for a while. I've heard nothing but good things about them.
I like you also picked up the soap and the...
the soap and the towel wear a hand in.
Nice.
Little bonus, Gen Con bonus.
Yeah, because they're kind of expensive brushes, but they're really high quality, so you want to take good care of them.
Yeah, they're good quality, but also they have sleeves for them. Like, they're little metal... like covers,
like pen caps.
Yeah, pen caps,
which makes them great for transporting.
And they have a little hole too, so it doesn't keep the moisture in. It actually will dry while it's covered.
They're really thoughtfully made product. It looks really cool. I'm excited to get them in my paints and get them on the table.
Plus the brushes you linked us to the other day with the two ends to it for two brush blending.
Yeah. They also have a set that the ones that these guys have been talking about are the ones that have like the little metal sleeve and everything. But they also do sets that have a head on each end, which is awesome because most people see is like, oh, you can just have more brushes with less handles. But if you are into doing two-brush blending or wet blending, which a lot of people are starting to pick up now, those are super cool for that because you don't have to switch between two different brushes. A lot of people who do two-brush blending will keep one brush in their mouth while they're painting, then they switch back and forth. With this, you can just flip it back and forth on the same brush.
Shane does that a lot, and he also uses only lead paint.
That's true.
So that's why he's the way that he is.
I also, I don't use any water to thin my paints. I just put it in my mouth.
You never wash
your
brushes
babas.
after?
You just use your babas?
Yeah, I put it in my mouth, and I just spit it back onto the palette.
That's...
Or I just hold it in my mouth as a wet palette and
that's
get it off my tongue.
The blood tends to mix in a little bit with it.
Yeah.
From all the sores in his mouth.
Yeah. Which is how I get like that nice consistency.
Oh, that's okay. I always wondered about that because it's got a real just like human touch to it.
Yeah.
There's
actual DNA.
In addition to spending money, don't forget to buy from your local game store.
Oh, that's right.
This month,
September.
Oh.
For September, Wyrd is doing a promotion where if you spend $60 or more on, is it all Malifaux things or is it?
It looks like any Wyrd products.
Any
Wyrd products.
Yeah, any Wyrd products. Save your receipt and then send that picture in to Wyrd. In addition to your mailing address and a few other things, I believe it's form fillable now on their website. Because last time it was just you sent an email.
Yeah, you just sent an email.
But I think this time there's
it might be.
a form you can go to.
You'd send it to an intern, and then that intern would tell you that that they wouldn't honor it because it was 2 hours before midnight when your receipt was dated, even though it was actually after midnight where they were.
But your receipt, even though
it was after midnight at their location.
But it wasn't after midnight at your location.
It was after midnight at their location.
But not your location.
It's always midnight somewhere.
Right. So then, by that logic, you always qualify for anything.
Exactly. which is why they should have.
So for the month of September, it's going to be a Witchling Stalker in colored plastic. And I don't believe you have to pay for shipping. They just send it to you.
No, they do.
Yeah, they just send it to you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's super awesome. It's completely free because you're already buying a lot of models.
Yeah.
So if you're going to buy models, this is the month to do it. And if you just buy the 2-player starter, you're practically there.
You are there because it is $65, I believe, for the starter set. Yeah. So pick up that starter set. It's awesome. Anyone who hasn't had it, or anyone thinking about getting into Malifaux, it's a really good, well thought out set.
Yeah, actually,
I cannot say enough good things about it.
If you haven't seen the campaign book with the stats on those models, they're actually really, really useful models too. The ones you can rehire because they're mercenaries also into a lot of different factions, and you'll find uses for them.
Yeah, and if you're curious, we actually did a unboxing of it at Gen Con, so that's check out in our other videos if you want to, get a little glance at what comes inside of it.
They're not going to tell you what the models are exactly or what their stats are.
Not in that unboxing.
No, not in that unboxing. They missed that.
But if you would like us to do another, more unboxing videos where we'll include the stats and other details about the figures, just comment, in the area behind below.
Also,
can't get away from it.
Below.
Can't get
also,
away from
look out in the future. We're planning on doing a little tutorial using the setup they have because they have a few different tiers of introductories to the game. This kind of basic duels, and then it moves on to actually moving around, things like that. We want to do a video that will show the basics of how to play Malifaux, get more people involved.
Yeah, Shane and Xavier are going to need to do that because they forget the rules.
We are going to need to do that because we know the rules and our friend Chris doesn't.
Yeah, he needs this video more than you.
Yes,
yeah. So we're going to make the video for Chris.
Pretty much the opposite of what they're saying right now.
No.
Can you cheat a negative flip?
No, you can't cheat a negative flip.
Exactly.
I've told you that
finally
like 500
learned that.
times.
They finally learned that.
500 times. All right. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about all we have for today.
Is that our show?
That is it.
Are we done with episode 2?
We're done with episode 2. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Do you tune in on the internet?
No, you don't. You don't. You click.
You buffer.
Yeah.
You buffer.
Thanks
for buffering.
Clicking and buffering in.
I hope you enjoy the post credits explosion extravaganza with all the special effects. Not gonna happen. God, he's so good at what he does. Did you see that? That was amazing.
Not gonna happen. Yeah. So go and don't forget to like the video and please subscribe. And we will see you all in a couple weeks. Thanks for joining.